Hey guys, JK here with my character spotlight on KUDANSTEIN. As you can see, I did buy some shards. I bought the 4,000 gem 50 shard package. So he's kind of like halfway through his second limit break set. I don't know what that's called. But yeah, he's a really cool character. As you can see, his stats are pretty decent. They're pretty respectable. And from the limited time that I've spent with him, I literally have not seen all his moves yet. I'm going to do that on the video right now. But the limited time I've used him, he's kind of like a Dragon Cavalier, which is kind of to be expected. As I said before, it's kind of like a mix of Dragon Cavalier, Dark Knight, those two classes. But he's basically like a Dark Zangetsu if you think about it. Because like Zangetsu, his second job is Martial Artist. And I didn't really build it up yet, of course. But all I did was I just got it up to job level 2. So that I have the access to basic combat. So what we're going to do is we're going to test out the magic spear abilities first, all of them, including the basic skill set. And then we'll switch over to the basic combat, because I think honestly that's how he's supposed to be used. And even the in-game announcement, the news, had him set up that way with the basic combat. But I am curious to see how the basic magic spear abilities look. So, yep, these are the stats. Of course, if you get him up to job 3, he gets access to really good stuff. He gets overdrive, which would boost his attack by a ton. So what you have in essence is you have a Zangetsu that instead of sacrificing agility, like Zangetsu does with single blade, you sacrifice defense once you put on overdrive. So you make him a lot squishier but faster. That's my interpretation anyway, so we'll see if that actually pans out. Also, his weapon, again, I did not farm for this deliberately. All the shards were just basically thrown in my direction from like the first time clears. It's actually really good. 5-star weapon, 40 attack, which is good. 5 agility. Again, he's pretty fast. So, for Dragon Cavaliers, they tend to be kind of slow. Crit plus 20 and jewels obtained plus 6, which is really nice. And then I haven't seen his master ability yet. But the jewels obtained is pretty nice because his class, I think, comes with an inherent plus 27 per hit. But, like you look at his equipment, he has jewels obtained here. He has jewels obtained in his weapon. If I unlock the second gear slot, he would have be able to equip the Curious Doll and even get more jewels. So he could be like a jewel making factory, if you build him that way. But anyway, I'm babbling on too much. Let's go ahead and jump into a game. I'm actually going to do it offline now because I just want to take my time, not feel rushed. So I have this set up here. So what I'll do is make sure auto's off. I'm just going to test it out. I'm not going to finish the map because I just want to retreat at the very end, save my AP, and then we can do it all over again with basic combat, see how the numbers stack up. So yeah, like a Dragon Cavalier or Dragon Knight, he has the 2 range with the spear. We'll actually do that first just to get some jewels stored up. So yeah, pretty good attack. I'm not sure how the multipliers work for the job as compared to Dragon Cavalier. My hunch is that it's a little bit worse, but it's unique. So, alright, so Bloody Spear is basically like Blood Drain off the Dark Knight, Dark Cavalier basic abilities, which is kind of nice to have. I mean, of course it's ranged, but it's a nice little backup in case running out of HP. I'm not really going to show that because it looks exactly like Blood Drain. So what this is, Magic Spear Flash. Okay, this one actually ignores defense, so that would be kind of cool. I wonder if I can bring him to the EX levels to kill the demons if it ignores defense. So, okay, it ignores defense and the multiplier looks like it's higher than the basic attack. Sometimes you get a little bit of a lower multiplier as a trade-off with the defense ignore, but this is pretty nice. I assume it just looks like a regular poke attack. No, it's a little cooler actually. Okay. So yeah, really cool looking character. Plus, he's my first dark leader with 50% P attack. Although, I don't generally like to look forward to too many things, but because this is actually coming up very soon, I do need to mention that there's an upcoming unit named probably Arbor or something like that. She is a unit that a lot of people have been anticipating. She's a dark element unit, and she's actually a machinist from job 1. So it's a job 1 machinist, dark element with the really good leader skill, the 50% attack, and she becomes a sniper at job 3. So it'll be our first dark sniper, and then you also have the options of using machinist abilities and basic abilities. But anyway, this video is not about her. I just wanted to point out that he's not the only one with this leadership ability in the near future. So Geocross. Okay, Geocross is actually very much like Grand Cross. It's a little bit cheaper, so I wonder. Okay, the range is actually a little bit smaller. I know Grand Cross is 9x9. This is 7x7. But still, I mean, it's essentially the same thing. I'm gonna save that because I don't have a good place to use it right now. So why don't we switch over to basic magic spear. This raises his P attack and crit. That's only 15% each, so not the greatest, but you know, if you're kind of like one turn away from the enemy, not a bad way to buff up yourself. Okay, cross impact. Okay, I think it's probably just one enemy, right? There's a lot of crosses here. You know, I kind of want to just wait until I have a little bit more in range to make sure that it's like a single enemy or if it's multiple enemies. So we'll just do that for now. I do think it's more important to test out the basic abilities in this particular level, this run, because we're going to switch over to basic combat afterward. All right, so let's try this again. Cross impact. Yep, it's only one enemy. So anybody within these, the cross shape, but it's only one at a time. Jolting Strike is the same way, but it does have more range. This is probably the same range as Geocross, but this is only one at a time. But this does hit in a line, so it could hit multiple enemies, actually. Actually, that's a pretty nice skill. And then Spear Shockwave. Dark damage on units within target area. So this is kind of like a roundhouse kick or whirlwind kick, I guess. Okay, I'm kind of curious to see what this looks like. Yeah, that's basically just like a martial artist roundhouse or whirlwind. So if we switch over to basic combat, you're going to have essentially the same skill there at the end. And then finally, we'll show one of these. I'll do Jolting Strike. Yeah. That's actually pretty cool for a basic ability set. It's a shame to lose some of that if you switch over to basic combat, but basic combat does have the charge up, which is better. And it has the roundhouse kick, and you know, the main ability, the magic spear, whatever, does have essentially the same stuff. So I guess it's not really that much of a loss. Now why don't we switch over to basic combat? And you know, pretty much all those attacks were doing 1,000 to 1,200. But let's see how much we can do now if we are able to buff ourselves up. Curious to see if we can kind of hit like Zangetsu levels of damage. What are we doing? Nice trial. Yeah. Alright, let's go ahead and test this out. I mean, I kind of know what to expect already, but I do want to see the numbers. I mean, this is a really cool character. I mean, I really think that he's going to be good for a while. Yeah, he gets jewels at a pretty good rate here. Okay, so why don't we do charge up. And then let's see what we do the next turn. Okay, I think I'm gonna actually move in between those three. So yeah, let's do our version of Grand Cross. We'll do Geo Cross instead. Again, it's a little bit shorter range, as you can see. Yeah, it's actually noticeably shorter, actually. So I do think Dragon Cavalier is a little bit better. But let's do this. No. Yeah. Okay, it's 1 square shorter, but it is actually pretty decent. So let's go ahead and do it. Bam. Wow. Yeah, he's like a Zangetsu. Basically the same sub skills with the martial artist, the basic combat, but his main abilities actually are a little bit more versatile. I mean, he has the Bloody Spear, which drains HP. He has Magic Spear Flash, which can ignore defense, which is definitely useful. Geo Cross, slightly worse version of Grand Cross. And then Bloody Strike consumes own HP and inflicts thunder physical damage. That's interesting. You know what? I have to try that out. The recommended setup for the news, like where the in-game announcements are, actually recommended HP cost -2, which means that in theory they want you to be using these like HP draining, self-harming skills that do a lot of damage. But let's see how good it is. I do think he'd be a monster with that J3 passive though. I wish I had that. Alright, let's try this out. Bloody Strike. Wow. A melee character instantly able to do essentially like a bombshell or arrow rain type of ability with tons of damage. And he can charge this up. Okay, we gotta do that. We gotta try that out. And you know, the HP cost was not that bad. It was like a quarter. This could definitely be pretty useful. And then you can maybe drain it back if you need to. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I'm starting to love this character. I may have to get that J3. Although he's quite honestly doing fine without it. So, yeah, dang, man. Oh. Wow. I'm loving this character. You know, this character would actually not be that good if his jewel rate wasn't good. Like if he wasn't able to farm up jewels so quickly. But the fact that he is able to do that, wow. I am sold. This guy's really good. You know, and of course the J2 is really nice to have with the charge up, but you saw that his basic abilities were really cool too. So, I mean, he is viable at J1, I would say. He's not like, it's not like a Dark Knight or Holy Knight kind of class where it looks good overall, but then like the jewel counts suck and, you know, there's like, it's actually kind of hard to use. No, it's like totally viable on its own. So anyway, that was my kind of first use. I promise that was the first time I've seen most of those things. I'm not trying to like fake a reaction here. That was really cool, and the fact that his weapon comes like so easily. I'm definitely gonna at least get him to level 70 so I can get that second gear slot because he is a really cool character. Yeah.